friends, I am again in my kitchen studio, ready to paint another artwork. It's going to be the third piece of my Greek Summers collection, and I believe I'm going to make 6 pieces in total. I want today to show you the process. I deliberately chose a small canvas, and because I feel that what I'm going to paint is going to be very cute at a small size, but also for the purposes to make this process quicker, to include this in the vlog. Here is the canvas, and I am waiting for the paste to dry out completely because you can still see, I believe, the pink colorations on the canvas. I already used a hair dryer and it really helps to dry it out quicker, but I wanted to show you the whole process. So while I'm talking to you, this thing will dry off completely, I believe. Here I have basically all my tools. I found this dish to use as my palette. So for now it's okay. I will purchase a bigger one at some point. A very simple mason jar. I think it was from a jam and I actually kept it. It's very cute just to use for water. Here I have some oil for the end. Whenever I am signing my artworks, I like to put some oil. It makes it more lasting, I believe. I am using acrylic colors, so the oil is not that necessary right here, but I only like to use it in the very end. And also whenever I wash my brushes in the water after I dip them in the oil, it is just my way of preserving the brushes. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I noticed that after dipping them in the oil, they are still soft. And here are my brushes. They are very tiny. I really wanted to have tiny brushes and they still preserve their shape. For example, this one, it used to be more thin and now it's kinda going around all places, and I believe this happened because I kept it in the water for too long, so I'm not going to do the same mistake anymore. Here is what I'm planning actually to paint today. Basically this is one of my photographs from the island Crete in Greece from the last summer vacations. We were heading towards the beach Balos. It's considered one of the most famous and beautiful beaches in Crete. And this was basically our hiking view, and we were in this dry mountain atmosphere in this dry landscape, and there were these cute goats just wandering around, and I just made this shot having this one goat looking at me, and I love this photo and I want to deliver it onto a canvas. I decided to flip my positioning in the kitchen, and I am going to paint from now on. I always make a mistake in this phrase. From now on, I'm going to paint on this wall. I took off the big painting, the Santorini island painting from here, and put it on the other wall because I noticed that this wall in my kitchen gets more light. Okay. Now it's cloudy again. Okay, I think it's just a big cloud that will go away soon. The first step is to choose the colors that I'm going to use for this painting. I always do it intuitively. I just look at the photograph that I have as my reference, and I can imagine that, for example, there is like some beige there is some mustard there, definitely some white, well, definitely some blue because we have the sky, and sometimes it's just nice to play around with colors that don't really exist in the actual photo, but it's nice to add them as we go. For example, I like to use this pink for no reason, I just feel it. We are going to use a lot of this sand yellow that I'm going to put here, and that's how my color palette looks right now. Recently I like painting with flat brushes. I don't really enjoy painting with this type of brushes. I don't know, I feel that the flat brushes are more stable, I guess. So I'm going to start mixing the colors, and whenever I do that, I again go very intuitively. So now I need to paint the horizon of my painting, and I'm basically going to start with a dark brown, basically to outline all the lines and the shapes. Sometimes you can choose a lighter color. It again depends of the result that you want to achieve. I think a brown, a dark color is great. Maybe I will use blue too, because the photo that I chose doesn't have refined shapes. There are some dry plants, some bushes over here that I just think that could be represented like this. The key is not to achieve like a pure realism. This is not my goal, although I was always close to paint more realistic than abstract. I guess because I used to be a photographer and this basically is how my brain works, but I really want to play around with more imagination. I am going to paint first with a darker color to give all these shadows, and I am going to apply the brighter colors in the end, because to me it seems like it's easier to play around with light on top of the dark colors. And if I recall correctly, when I used to learn how to paint, when I was watching Bob Ross on TV and later on YouTube, I think he mentioned that because he was used to paint with oil colors, it's difficult to paint on top of the other color right away, because with oil you have to be patient until it dries, and it can take days to actually dry completely. So the key was to apply first the darker color and then to make your paint consistency lighter, in case it was a lighter color, light in texture, not too thick, and lighter in color as well. And then you do like quick like brush strokes on top, and in this case the paint actually stays and doesn't blend in with the color underneath. I think that was the case. I have a long time actually since I painted with oil colors, so it's going to be actually interesting to try it out again. I believe I'm going to try out oil colors in my next collection. In this collection I really wanted to go fast. That's why I'm using acrylic colors. As I said, they are very easy to use if you're a beginner. I believe a lot of professional artists use acrylic colors because just it's their medium and it's great. Oil requires, I believe, a lot of patience, persistence, I guess. Maybe more knowledge of how to really mix everything together. And by more, maybe not more knowledge, but more practice. But if you're just starting out, I believe acrylic colors are actually your friend. All this time, I was using just two colors, this one and this one. And there is also a technique in painting where you should be able to paint a painting just using three colors, and that's it. And two of them can be similar tonality, and the third one can be contrasting or a lighter, brighter color. I haven't tried to do it yet, and I'm definitely using this time more than three colors. But it's just interesting that sometimes you just can be able to make a whole painting and make all the shadow and light game just by using very limited amount of colors in your hands. Right now I'm going to use actually this mustard one to work with the bright spots of my painting, and I decided I don't want to blend in anything like I used to do in many of my works. I just want to give some essence that there is some light over there, and I'm going to paint the bushes again on top when this layer of color is going to be dry completely. I don't know why, but I am already excited for my next collection. Not that I love this collection, and because it's my debut one, my first one, but also because of what it represents, my memories from going to Greece, and this time visiting my homeland, but as a tourist, as a visitor, as a person who lives somewhere else right now, in my case in USA. So it's a very strange feeling when you go back to your homeland and the country where you grew up, and you just know that you are going to leave and that your time is limited there, so you have to be quick in the places that you want to visit. You have to decide and pick what do you want to see this time and leave the rest for next year. It's very interesting. I used to live there and there are so many places I haven't been, and I in a way regret that I didn't really try to visit those places while I used to live there. You know what? I told you that I don't like painting with this type of brush, but I'm going to challenge myself and I'm going to paint the sky with this brush with using short strokes, I think. The short strokes are not going to work that much, but you see what I'm doing? I'm not blending the colors together. I chose this turquoise color and this baby blue color, and I am just picking both of them at the same time with my brush. Wait, I accidentally picked the red one. It's okay, it's okay. And I'm going to just fill in the gaps here as much as I can. But even if I leave some whites, it's okay. I believe it's going to look great regardless. I don't know why I have such a belief, but I really enjoy this painting already. So I'm finished with the sky and it's time to proceed to the, how to call it, to the ground again. And I'm going to use brighter colors this time. Let me think which ones. I think I want to go with this beige and maybe with this pink and maybe a little bit with the orange over here. And I'm going to, you know, create just an essence of that something is going on here. Again, I'm trying not to blend anything. This is another technique that I found out. I read about it somewhere online, that you should be able to paint, you know, an artwork without blending in the colors. And now I'm moving on to the bright one over here. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I will do the ground like this. Just a little bit. I don't want to cover completely the mustard. And now I really want to let it blend just a little bit, but not because I deliberately do it, but just the colors, because they're still wet, they are by themselves blending in, and it creates an effect that there are some rocks maybe there. At least I hope that it will look like this. Actually, I decided to do something better. I took a dry brush and I'm going to press just lightly here on the orange, and maybe this will give me like a nice effect that I want. I thought that this part is going to be more complicated. I already started to outlining where is my goat going to be. I don't have that much experience in painting animals, to be honest, but I believe because it's going to be like in a small size here, that it's going to be easier to do. I already like how it looks. I will try again not to blend it in too much.
we arrived at the beach, Ocean City in New Jersey. I'm finally glad that we actually sat down. The situation in USA is that you have to pay sometimes to go inside to the beach, but they don't have like sunbeds. You just sit wherever you want. You bring your chairs, your umbrellas, your stuff. After 5, it's free to enter, so this is what we did. We arrived slightly before 5. We had like a quick snack. Here you can get pizza slices, you can get burgers. There is even like a Greek, some sort of restaurant. I actually got a crepe at a Greek joint, and I was so excited to see a crepe. Before we had pizza slices. The pizza is like okay, it's not the best that you can get, but if you're desperate and you really need to eat something really quick, this is like an option, but it's very expensive though. You can find like for $3.50, but if it has like something else, like more toppings on it, it's then $6-7. Some iced Americano. Well, the ice is almost melted, but I actually really enjoy iced Americano recently. Maybe this will be the coffee of the summer. And the beach is all the way there, and not that many people are actually swimming. My guess is that because the water is still cold, it's actually the first day of the summer today, June 21st, but I have a feeling that it's not like summer yet. Moving towards the water, but I'm not getting in because it already feels so cold. The sand is very cold. Here we are. Here we are. It's cold. It is very cold. There is no way I'm getting in. Well, actually, it's not that bad. Now that I'm standing longer and it covers my ankles. Started to become windy, and it's already approaching 9, I think, right, Ari?
No, it's like 8:20.
It's 8:20, and the sun already set, and now beautiful colors are coming out, and I actually wanted to film now when the sky would be better, in better colors, but it's also really chilly right now, and I was thinking maybe to get a sweater at the souvenir shops here, but they are the quality is so cheap and they are so overpriced, so I'm skipping it. I think I will be fine. Well, we actually found something at a good price.
James, Aristides,
Really?
Joe.
Oh, this brought memories. So they're selling random locations on their
I might just get
logos.
this because I'm cold.
Just admire us. We got ourselves souvenirs from another places in USA, but it doesn't matter.
Got the $10 souvenir. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm betraying
$10.
Ocean City.
With Gulf Shores, Alabama, which I've never been to.
But it's getting the job done. It's like windy and cold right now.
How does it feel to get a souvenir from a place you've never been to?
Feels wrong.
Feels wrong?
Feels like I'm betraying
Like you're
the
cheating.
world. Yeah, cheating on the Ocean City, New Jersey.
Well, the Ocean City sweaters were too expensive for us.
No, it's just like I don't want it. I just don't want to pay. This
Yeah, they were
sweater's just for tonight,
overpriced.
and I'll gift it to my friend who went to Alabama.
Yeah, so it will have like a good purpose. And I got the Virginia Beach one, where we have actually we have gone there last year. So technically I am in the correct situation. It's cool.
My problem is also that I want to find something practical, and I was looking for a better color, like maybe something nicer like a red one, but the offer was just gray. And what else? It was like very pale beige, very pale blue, so it's okay. I think a gray one is a good addition to the wardrobe.
Americans who live nearby the shore, the ocean, they can even come from different states like New York, like Pennsylvania, like us, like maybe Connecticut. They come here for like a week or 2 weeks with families or couples or group of friends, and there are hotels nearby where they probably stay, or maybe even in the city, like several blocks away. And basically the entertainment here is of course the beach during the day, and then it's the boardwalk, of course, which is like open from the morning and I believe late at night. I'm not sure when do all the stores close here, but most of the restaurants I see right now are kind of cleaning up because it's later. It's approaching 9 o'clock, and usually Americans eat dinner earlier than Europeans, as I know.
I think the bars are more inside in the town, but here most of the things that I see are entertainment, like for the kids, like roller coasters, ice cream shops, a lot of pizza places, other fast food places too, coffee shops as well, like whatever you can imagine that has to relate with the fast food that can be eaten. It is located here. I can imagine myself like spending maybe 1 night, maximum 2 nights in a place like that, but not more. I don't know how people really do that, but everybody has their own way how they like to spend their vacations. But I would just prefer to see something else, like to explore more. Starting with some favorites of this week, I'm going to show you my lip combo. I have done it before, but I believe for now this is the ultimate lip combo that I'm going for, and I don't want to change it like for a long time. I already have showed you this Wet n Wild lip pencil. It is very smooth texture. It applies very easily. You know, sometimes there are not these mechanical pencils, but they are just simple pencils that you really have to like shorten by yourself, and they can be very, very dry, and I hate this. This never works for me. I love when the pencil is soft like this. And recently Wet n Wild is just the pencil that I am getting non-stop from Amazon, and they are super cheap. If you have another alternative, let me know in the comments. Maybe there is something else that you like. I'm just curious. So what I do, I apply my lip contour. I make my lip contour with this pencil, and after, usually I like to put a lip tint, but I decided to get again the NYX lip oil, and this time it is That's Chic color. That's Chic. I went for a more cold shade rather than a warm one. I believe more cold tones fit my skin tone better. I don't know actually what I am. I am definitely like I have light skin, but not too light. It tends to become reddish in the face, but my skin tone, like on my arms, it's not olive, but it's something different. Like even now you see that my skin right now is more pinkish, and my arm is more, yellow, I think, but I think it has to do with my concealer that I am using. Basically, it's a BB cream, Korean BB cream, and probably this is just some tan that I already have gotten these days. So let's start with applying this pencil. It's super easy. I usually like to apply my upper lip first. It's a little difficult to look in this small screen of the DJI camera. Do you see the difference? I like to create this effect that they are more plumpy than they are, simply by using an eyeliner, and it has to be almost the same color that are my lips. But if it's a red one, if I'm going for a red lipstick, I'm just using a red one. But whenever I'm doing nude lipstick, nude lip gloss, I like to apply this color. This color is Bear to Comment 65 1B. Here it is. It's a little difficult to choose your color on Amazon because it's just difficult to do it online. You cannot try it on yourself, you cannot go to a store and really use a tester. But I had some failed purchases where I just got the wrong color. It usually was more pinkish that I needed. So I ended up using this one. It's literally like my lips. It's just slightly darker, but not too dark. Oh, and one time I got a very dark color and it just didn't work for me. Well, if I was doing it in front of a mirror, it would be faster. And in the end, I like to really blend it, so I don't have like a very harsh line on my lips. And that's it. My lips are already like fuller, like visually. And what you need to do with the lip oil or lip gloss, because it has a glossy texture, it will create this illusion that your lips are more plumpy. And it's also an amazing color and it smells amazing, like blueberry. If you look at it, it's very dark and almost purple, but on the lips, because it has a transparent, I don't know how to say it, the color density, it's not that bold, but it's more transparent. That's why it just gives like a slight shade of purple, but not too much. And okay, I accidentally put too much. Usually I like to put the product on my down lip because it's the biggest one. And then the rest just goes on my upper lip. Yeah, you have to renew it. Yes, I decided that I don't like any sort of long-lasting liners or lip tints. I tried them out and it's just not for me. It doesn't give like a nice color. It tended to be too dark for my lips. So I think I'm happy. I am happy with this result. I am definitely. And that was my lip combo. I continue sharing my favorites from this week, and I already have done the unboxing of the 2 pair of shoes that arrived to me from Vinted, like this week that passed. I just couldn't wait. I hope it's okay, but I'm going to show you how they look like on me. So the first pair of shoes, and I'm going to hold it slightly on distance from me because I already have worn it outside. So these are the shoes that I got for, I think they costed $5, and adding up to some Vinted protection fees and delivery, it rounded up to $11, but it's okay. I am just still glad that I found them because I'm going to put one down. This is from a very past collection, like several years ago. My mom has the same, how to call them, sandals, or it's not technically a sandal, but it has like, they are like leveled. I don't know, let's call them sandals. My mom had them and I always liked them, but
I don't remember why, but I didn't go to get for myself like my size. I wear 36 European and 6 USA, and my mom wears like a 38 or 39, so her shoes were big to me. And I saw these sandals on Vinted, I think 2 weeks ago. I ordered them and they arrived to me from the UK. This is very interesting that some things that are very beautiful. Usually it's from Zara. And that the person is located in the UK, so you have to wait not too much, like not too long, several days. It took maybe 5 days in total for them to arrive to me. I find them really comfortable, and I can see myself wearing them outside whenever we go for a dinner or to a more casual occasion, to run errands or to go even to the boardwalk, to go to the beach, but not to the sun. Recently we went to the beach and I wore these shoes on the boardwalk because I still like to look stylish even in this occasion, but on the sand I just put my flip-flops, so I took a pair of flip-flops with me to make my change. The next pair, I already opened it as well, is this pair of heels. Again, open toes and with some just simple strings over here. There is nothing else decorating them, but they are interesting as well because they have this texture over here. I am not sure if it's going to be completely comfortable for me to wear them. I haven't tried wearing them yet outside, and they are high enough for me. I usually prefer to wear a kitten heel, which is very comfortable, and those I haven't tried them. That's why they're kind of close to me than the previous pair. So this is a big heel, and I will see definitely. I will wear them in an occasion where I don't really have to walk that much, hopefully. These were never worn. This is what it was stated, and plus it looks like it was never worn actually. I am on a mission to save my aloe over here. Unfortunately, it got attacked by a million of fruit flies, I guess, or ground flies. They're very, very small and tiny. I'm not sure how else they're called, but they are black, they are very small, they look like fruit flies, and I got rid of the soil that was here before completely, and right now it's a fresh one. I realized that I actually have a pot mix that was completely new, and I usually keep the soil in the basement, but I have a feeling because the basement can be humid too, maybe it's not a good idea. That's why I opened it, and I really want it to dry out, just in case if this one also has flies or eggs of the flies. Unfortunately, sometimes you can just buy a completely new pot mix and it already has eggs in it, and they will develop later in your plant, in your pot. The more you water it, the more it will develop. Also, I used neem oil, and apparently it doesn't work at all. It doesn't do shit. So I really don't know. And I had this aloe outside for a couple of days. It rained, so it got too much water than it needed. So I really don't know if I actually can save it, but I'll make an attempt. But I will keep it outside. I really want it to dry out because aloe doesn't really require that much water. For dinner, I am planning to make some fish. I have here, I think this is, what is that? Orange roe fillet. Orange roe fillet. I thought I got a cod, but apparently it's not cod, it's something similar, I guess. It's interesting that USA has completely different fish than what we have over there in Greece. So far, my favorite, I think it's salmon, of course, and
and I think cod. But how I like to make this type of fish is always in breading. I like to make something like fish and chips, but not including the chips. I prefer to make some baked vegetables or mashed potatoes. This time it's going to be just baked vegetables. There are no potatoes for mashed potatoes, I mean the big ones. So I have some breading over here. I just use a generic breading with and plain with no other added flavor. I just prefer it this way. And I got the other day a tartar sauce for the fish. I usually like to dip the fish in something, and if I have mayo, I like eating it with mayo, but this time I will try it with the tartar sauce. And as for the baked vegetables, I'm just going to use some leftover asparagus, baby potatoes, and I'm going to bake these cherry tomatoes as well with asparagus. It's actually a great combination. And maybe I have some feta also that I'm going to add on top of the tomatoes. Really wanted to show you my new nail color. Isn't this amazing? A Bordeaux one or a red wine, kind of like a red wine color, but it has glitter in it. And I created the cat eye effect. I hope it's visible enough right now. It's amazing whenever I am at the sun outside and I look at it. It's just gorgeous. If I have the chance in this vlog, I will show you it outside too, how it looks like. So I made a manicure and a pedicure, the same color. It may look a little dark, and usually maybe people prefer to do it during winter time or fall time. It's kind of like a vampire color as well, right? But I got this inspiration to do it right now in summer. It's okay, I believe. And I really enjoyed it. I'm going to show you the brand of the gel polish. It's the Gau. I like this brand. I am using it for a while now. I have the base, the top coat, and different other colors. And I got recently a nude one, and I liked it a lot actually. And now I decided to do a more bold color. The code is this over here, 2907. A caveat, I guess. Whenever you get a cat eye effect nail polish, you can also apply it simple and have no cat eye, but it will be more glittery. Right now it has like a dual color. It has a little bit of dark and more bright red right now. Depends how I move my hand. But the other way to actually create the cat eye, you need a tool which they provide you. It is basically, I don't know, I think it's a magnet. Yes, it's a magnet, and it attaches to surfaces that are from metal. So the way I guess how it works is that it has a formula here inside, and you have to, right when you apply your nail polish, before you put it on your UV light lamp, you need to make like a slight movement. Like you kind of have to, you don't touch it, but you have to bring it close enough to your nail, and you do like a slight movement, and you will start noticing the line that is forming, and you actually want this line to be there. You don't want to get rid of it, and you have to be a little careful. So you do like really light movements. Basically, when you are done, you put your hand under the UV lamp and it preserves this effect. I have seen it definitely at the nail salon when I have tried it for the first time, and they had this tool too. Whenever you do it on yourself, it's a little more complicated. I made some mistakes, and sometimes if you bring it too close to your nail, it just gets rid of the cat eye effect completely, and it's just darker color. You just have to practice, I guess. I really enjoy making my nails by myself. It's a relaxing activity, but you have to have time, like 2 hours maybe, if you want to do your pedicure too. I have never tried to go to a nail salon here in USA while I'm here. I guess I will go whenever I'm in Greece. I'll go to the nail salons rather than just making them myself, plus it's cheaper there. But here, maybe one time out of curiosity I will try, but I like making them by myself.
Franklin.
I still think this.
Wow. Nice.
Friends, thank you so much that you stayed with me until this moment. It helps me a lot so YouTube can promote my channel out there and my channel can grow. I really appreciate your likes, your comments. You can ask me any question down below and I will respond to you in the next video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Sometimes we watch videos that we like because they kind of pop up to our feed, but we are not subscribed, and whenever somebody subscribes, it shows YouTube that, oh my god, the content is amazing, let's push it more. So I will see you next time. Bye bye.